Welcome to Into the Darkness, where we dive into the most spine-chilling and captivating true crime stories from around the world. Each week, we take you deep into the heart of the darkest mysteries and the most notorious criminals. Our detailed narratives, gripping voiceovers, and vivid visuals will immerse you in the thrilling world of true crime. Subscribe and hit the notification bell to join our community of crime enthusiasts. Get ready to uncover the truth, face the terror, and remember, every story hides a shadow. Now, let's dive into the darkness. The Phantom of the High Seas. The shimmering lights of the Mediterranean Sea glistened as the luxury cruise liner, the Majestic Voyager, sailed smoothly towards the picturesque coast of Italy. On board, laughter and music filled the air, and wealthy passengers savored their carefree evenings. Amidst the revelry, no one noticed the quiet, unassuming young man with piercing green eyes who moved through the crowd like a ghost. He was a phantom with a deadly secret, a serial killer targeting young, rich couples, his identity as fluid and elusive as the waters below. As night fell, the ship's grandeur seemed to glow under the moonlit sky. Ornate chandeliers cast a warm glow in the grand dining hall, where passengers dined on gourmet meals, oblivious to the danger lurking among them. The young man, known this evening as Liam Davenport, was a master of disguise, blending seamlessly with the affluent guests. He was a foreigner, a chameleon who had perfected the art of creating and discarding identities. The ship's journey began in the bustling port of Barcelona, where the scent of freshly baked bread from La Boqueria market mingled with the salty sea air. Passengers had spent the day exploring landmarks like the Sagrada Familia and Park Güell, unaware that their evening aboard the Majestic Voyager would bring them closer to a predator. As the ship set sail, the distant lights of Montjuic faded into the horizon, leaving behind the safety of the city. The luxury liner itself was a floating palace, its opulent interiors echoing the splendor of a bygone era. Marble floors, gold-trimmed railings, and plush velvet drapes spoke of extravagance, while the soft hum of the engines underscored the calm sea. Liam, whose real name was Matteo Ricci, was born in a small village in Italy. His father, a fisherman, had died when Matteo was young, leaving him and his mother in poverty. Driven by a desire for wealth and an inherent ruthlessness, Matteo reinvented himself, adopting multiple identities and embarking on a dark path of crime. He had spent years perfecting his craft, learning from the mistakes of others and exploiting the weaknesses of the cruise industry. Matteo's early life in the coastal town of Amalfi was one of hardship and struggle. His mother, Maria, worked as a seamstress, barely earning enough to keep them afloat. The picturesque town, known for its stunning cliffs and azure waters, was a stark contrast to Matteo's grim reality. The local church, Chiesa di Sant'Andrea, where Matteo had served as an altar boy, now stood as a distant memory of innocence lost. Police reports from various European countries painted a chilling picture. Matteo's first known murder had taken place on a cruise ship off the coast of Greece. His victim, a young heiress, had been found strangled in her cabin, her jewelry and cash missing. Over the years, similar cases emerged across Europe, from the French Riviera to the Greek Isles, all with the same modus operandi. Each crime scene bore Matteo's meticulous touch. No fingerprints, no witnesses, and a hauntingly empty safe. The Greek authorities had discovered the body of Eleni Papadopoulos, a 22-year-old heiress, in her cabin on the Aegean Star. The ship had been en route from Mykonos to Santorini, a journey filled with sun-soaked days and vibrant nightlife. Eleni's murder sent shockwaves through the elite circles of Athens, her family's influence unable to prevent the tragedy. Matteo was meticulous. He never stayed on the same ship twice, always ensuring his escape by exploiting the cruise line's lack of coordinated security. His latest identity, Liam Davenport, had been crafted with careful precision, complete with forged documents and a fabricated backstory. As Liam, he had charmed his way into the trust of a wealthy young couple, Emily and James Harrington. Emily and James, newlyweds on their honeymoon, embodied the epitome of happiness and love. Their tragic fate would soon become a symbol of Matteo's cold-bloodedness, The couple, unaware of the predator in their midst, invited Liam to join them for dinner. The night was filled with laughter, but as the ship sailed further from the coast, darkness enveloped the Harringtons. Emily, a successful fashion designer from New York, and James, a Wall Street banker, had met at a charity gala. Their whirlwind romance culminated in a lavish wedding at the Plaza Hotel, surrounded by family and friends. The Mediterranean cruise was meant to be a dream honeymoon, a celebration of their love. Instead, it became their final journey. The disappearance of the Harringtons was reported the next morning. Panic spread through the ship as the captain and crew initiated a search. Matteo, calm and collected, had already disposed of their bodies in the deep sea, weighted down with stolen riches. As the ship docked in Naples, he vanished into the bustling city, leaving behind no trace. The narrow cobblestone streets of Naples, with their lively markets and historic architecture, provided the perfect cover for Matteo. He disappeared into the labyrinthine alleyways, blending with the throngs of locals and tourists. The city's rich history, from the grandeur of the royal palace to the ancient ruins of Pompeii, contrasted sharply with the dark deeds that had just transpired. Interpol, now involved due to the international nature of the crimes, launched a manhunt. Detective Sophia de Luca, an expert in criminal psychology, was assigned to the case. She pored over the details, identifying patterns in Matteo's behavior and travels. Her team coordinated with law enforcement across Europe, piecing together the fragmented puzzle of Matteo's crimes. Sophia faced ethical dilemmas. Was it right to put so many resources into capturing one man when countless other crimes demanded attention? But Matteo's murders were not just crimes. They were statements of his contempt for human life. His ability to evade capture highlighted the vulnerabilities in international law enforcement cooperation. Sophia, born in Rome and educated at the University of Bologna, had joined Interpol after a distinguished career with the Carabinieri. Her specialization in criminal psychology made her the perfect candidate to lead the hunt for Matteo. She was driven not just by a sense of duty, but by a personal vendetta. Her younger sister had been murdered in a similarly brutal fashion years earlier. The narrative alternated between Matteo's perspective and Sophia's investigation, creating a tension-filled cat-and-mouse game. Matteo's cold, calculating thoughts contrasted with Sophia's determined, empathetic pursuit of justice. The story delved deep into their psyches, exploring Matteo's lack of remorse and Sophia's relentless drive. Matteo's crimes shed light on broader social issues, such as the ease with which wealth can be manipulated and the illusion of safety among the affluent. His ability to navigate different countries and identities spoke to the broader issues of immigration, identity verification, and international crime. Sophia's investigation revealed the systemic flaws in the cruise industry: lax security measures, inadequate background checks, and a lack of coordination between international authorities created the perfect environment for Matteo's crimes. The luxurious world of cruise travel, with its promise of carefree opulence, was exposed as a facade hiding a dangerous underbelly. Sophia finally identified Matteo's next target: a lavish cruise from Barcelona to Santorini. She boarded the ship undercover, posing as a wealthy traveler. The tension was palpable as she searched for Matteo among the passengers. Her heart raced as she spotted him, now disguised as a British art dealer named Oliver Clark. Sophia's cover was that of Elena Rossi, a wealthy Italian widow with a penchant for fine art. She immersed herself in the role, attending art auctions and mingling with other passengers. Her interactions with Matteo were fraught with tension, each conversation a delicate dance of suspicion and subterfuge. The final confrontation unfolded in a luxurious casino on board. Sophia, aware of Matteo's penchant for wealthy couples, used herself as bait. Matteo, unaware of her true identity, approached her. The stakes were high as they engaged in a game of poker, each move laden with unspoken tension. The casino, with its glittering chandeliers and plush carpets, was a hive of activity. The clinking of glasses and the soft murmur of conversation provided a backdrop to the high-stakes game. Sophia's eyes met Matteo's across the table, her resolve unwavering. She played her cards carefully, every move calculated to draw him closer. As the game reached its climax, Sophia revealed her hand, not just in the game but in the hunt. She confronted Matteo, who attempted to flee. The chase through the opulent halls of the ship ended in a dramatic showdown on the deck. Matteo, cornered, was finally apprehended. Just as it seemed, Matteo's reign of terror had ended. A final, devastating twist unfolded. During the arrest, Matteo managed to snatch a gun from a security guard. In the ensuing chaos, shots were fired, and Sophia was fatally wounded. Matteo, in a desperate bid for freedom, leapt overboard into the dark, churning waters of the Mediterranean. Despite the best efforts of the ship's crew and law enforcement, Matteo's body was never recovered. He had vanished into the night, leaving behind a trail of blood and unanswered questions. The crew's passengers, once oblivious, were now left with a haunting memory of the tragedy that had unfolded before their eyes. Sophia's death cast a long shadow over the investigation. She had been the beacon of hope, the tireless pursuer of justice, and her loss was felt deeply by her colleagues and the families of Matteo's victims. The Harringtons' families, devastated by the news, found no solace in the capture of their loved one's killer, as he had escaped once more. The Mediterranean, once a symbol of romance and adventure, now seemed a vast, indifferent expanse. The waves that lapped against the ship's hull carried with them the echoes of lost lives and shattered dreams. Sophia's sacrifice became a poignant reminder of the fragility of justice in the face of relentless evil. Matteo Ricci, the phantom who had terrorized the high seas, remained at large. The story of his crimes served as a stark reminder of the fragility of safety and the relentless pursuit of justice. For Detective Sophia de Luca, her sacrifice became a symbol of the ultimate cost of fighting evil. Her name was etched in the annals of law enforcement. A tragic hero in the unending battle against the darkness that lurks in the human soul. The haunting beauty of the Mediterranean, with its sun-drenched shores and azure waters, now seemed tainted by the shadow of Matteo's deeds. The cruise ships that once promised adventure and luxury were now seen as potential harbingers of danger. Matteo's ability to evade capture left a chilling message: that sometimes the darkness wins. In the end, the story of Matteo Ricci was not just a tale of murder and mayhem, but a reflection on the human condition. It exposed the vulnerabilities of a world obsessed with wealth and appearance, where the illusion of safety could be shattered in an instant. It was a reminder that evil often lurks where we least expect it, and the battle against it is never truly over.